Chapter 6. Truth be told, the owner of Night Secrets was giving me the creeps. As I left the club, he was standing outside, sunglasses on, and watching me. I smiled as I pulled out, but he just kept looking at me with no reaction. I could tell he was watching me as his head moved with the movement of my Jeep. I quickly looked away and started messing with the radio. I wear my sunglasses at night, I laughed out loud. I remember that song. My mom and I used to dance to it when I was little. God, I missed my mom. I quickly shoved the thought to the back of my mind. It didn't last long, though. The tears started welling up in my eyes. I knew I should have pulled over, but I just wanted to be in my room. Why now? Please, Lord, help me keep a clear head until I get home. I was begging God. The tears kept coming, and now were flooding my face like a river. I searched for a Kleenex in my console. No matter how much I tried to push the pain aside, it was as fresh as the day I learned of my parents' death. I checked the glove compartment. There's one. I leaned to grab it. I felt the tires hit gravel and jerked myself upright in my seat, turning the steering wheel to put me back on asphalt, only I turned too quickly. I heard the tires screeching as I slammed on my brakes. The back end skidded back in the gravel on the side of the road, pulling the rear end into the ditch. My head whipped back against the seat as the airbag deployed in my face, the Jeep coming to a jerking halt. Darkness encompassed me. I heard my passenger side door open. Kara? Can you hear me? I didn't know this voice. Kara? Are you okay? Kara? The voice was deep, smooth, and he spoke slow as he repeated himself. I liked the sound of his voice. Sensual, enticing, seductive. Forcing my eyes open, my eyelids fluttered as they tried to focus. I don't know how long I was out, but the pain took my breath away. My head hurt and my neck felt stiff. I didn't have to move yet, looking directly at the man behind the voice and the sunglasses. I couldn't speak. Kiara, can you hear me? I stared into the face of the owner of Night Secrets, allowing my eyes to blink in response. What was he doing here? Here, drink this. It will help you feel better. He held a small vial to my lips, tipping it so the contents seeped into my mouth. It was cool, with a sweet taste. I had no idea what he was giving me, but as it ran down my throat, I felt like I was being energized. Give it a few seconds to start working, he said as he gently caressed my cheek. I cringed at the sharp pain I felt as his hand ran over a certain spot on my face. I was able to raise my hand to my face, my hand coming away with blood. I stared wide-eyed at the blood on my hand, my voice still not wanting to cooperate. It's not as bad as you are thinking, Kira. It's a small cut from the airbag. I'd say you are quite lucky. Oh God, don't cry again. I didn't want to cry in front of this man. I didn't even know him, and he gave me weird vibes. Please don't cry. Please, please, please. It is okay to cry after such a trauma. Do not be embarrassed. That was all it took. The tears poured out of my eyes. I found I was able to move more than my arm and hand and started wriggling in my seat. I tried clearing my throat. It seemed so dry. He handed me a Kleenex from the open glove compartment. This damn Kleenex started it all. Taking it anyway, I began wiping my face. Do you think you can walk, Kiara? He started around to my side of the Jeep. I pulled the door handle, but nothing happened. I pushed on the door. The only thing that happened was my neck screamed with pain. As I tried one more time, it flew open, with Mr. Mysterious holding it from the outside. It was stuck. You are probably weak from the jolt. Do you feel anything broken? I spun my legs around, moving the airbag off to the side, out of my way as I turned in my seat. Letting my legs dangle for a minute, I gathered my bearings. My head swam with dizziness. Not the nauseating kind, but the kind like you were drunk. I closed my eyes, letting the blood slow to a steady flow. Are you all right? Do you need me to help you? He grabbed my arm to escort me out of the vehicle. I slowly opened my eyes. The dizziness was still there, but not as prominent. I slid off the seat, letting my feet hit the ground. Grass? This can't be good. I kept leaning against the door frame while he held my arm for support. I took a step forward and slipped, grabbing his arm for support while his other arm came around my waist. Funny, I didn't feel as weary around him this time as I thought I would. I guess the pain is just too strong to think about that. We're in a ditch. I will help you back to the road. His arm tightened around my waist as we moved upward. I kept my eyes closed, trying to breathe through the pain. I knew we were on the road when his arm loosened from around my waist, and we stopped moving. Feeling my body stiffen from muscles being jolted that I haven't used in a long time, I opened my eyes and cleared my throat again. I don't think anything is broken. How bad is my Jeep? Finally able to speak. Well, the rear axle is laying across a log. It must be from a tree that fell, and they had to cut it to get it off the road. The impact was hard enough that it deployed the airbags, but from what I can see, there is no real damage to your Jeep that can't be fixed. You just won't be driving it tonight. You will need to get someone out here to pull it out in the morning. I turned to look at my once beautiful Jeep. Sure enough, the back tires were suspended in midair. It wasn't going anywhere tonight. I let out a sigh. Ouch. That hurt. Please allow me to drive you home, Kiara. He spoke calmly. I nodded. He walked with me to his car, and when my legs gave out, he scooped me up into his arms like I weighed no more than a child. I didn't resist, but laid my head against his shoulder. My eyes felt heavy. Exhaustion was creeping in. How do you know my name? You rest. I will get you home safely. He ignored my question as he lowered me into his car seat and buckled me in. I kept my eyes closed, hearing the car door open from his side, and felt the car shake slightly as he got in. I apologize I did not get to introduce myself properly, but under the circumstances, I am sure you understand. My name is Corbin. I own Night Secrets. Thank you, Corbin. I do understand. I don't know what I'd do if you weren't there. What were you doing on this road anyway? It's not a road much traveled, I said groggily. I was on my way home, actually. A friend of mine showed me this way as a shortcut to my house. I live over in Berwick. I recently bought the Claremont Mansion. Really? That place has been empty for years. It's a nice place. They told me that it was a Gothic realm, he chuckled. Well, you can't really be surprised by that statement. It's obvious you love black and mysterious. I looked at him, searching for some type of reaction. Nothing. I laid my head back again and closed my eyes. I suppose you are right. I do love my black. I suppose when you are a creature of the night, black becomes you. He chuckled again, this time with a hint of uncertainty. Without looking at him, I asked, a creature of the night? What is that supposed to mean? My voice trailed slightly as sleep was setting in more deeply. I am a vampire, Kara. He said it matter-of-factually. It was my turn to chuckle. A vampire? A goth with humor, I mumbled, closing my eyes while yawning. My parents died in a plane crash 2 months ago. I guess it still hits a little close to the heart. Rest, sweet Kiara. We are almost to your house, he whispered softly. Sleep was calling me under. I like the way he says my name. That is the last thought I remember before waking in my driveway. Kara, we are at your home. Corbin gently shook my shoulder. Wow. I'm so sorry for sleeping the whole way. I don't know what came over me. You have been through a lot tonight. There is no need for apologies. He helped me out of the car. There was a cool breeze tonight, and the moon was shining almost full. Corbin helped me to the door, carrying most of my weight as he held me around my waist. Do you want me to help you inside? Oh, no. You've done enough for me. Thank you for everything. I was feeling much better after that nap. I could see him fully in the light of the moon. Mysterious was right. He was a lot taller than me, 6 feet at least, with a broad build. His hair was black as night and hung past his shoulders. Dark curls were pulled back into a ponytail and shined in the moonlight. His jaw was chiseled with a cleft chin, and lips smooth and red rested against pale skin. You are quite welcome. He started walking back to his car. I stood by the door watching him. Realizing that I wasn't aching as bad as I was right after the accident, I moved my head from side to side. Wow, I feel pretty good. Corbin had his car door open, and he called to me, "Good night, sweet Kara." With that, he disappeared into a shiny black car with dark-tinted windows. The engine roared to life, purring like a kitten, and he drove out of my driveway. I heard howling in the distance. Hey, how did he know where I lived? I must have told him when we were driving. That must be it. I couldn't believe I slept in his car like that. Well, heck, I couldn't believe I wrecked my Jeep either. Afraid to see what the damages were going to be, I wasn't anxious for daylight. Suddenly, I got that funny feeling, like someone was watching me. The hairs on my neck and arms stood at attention as a chill rippled down my spine. Spinning around, scanning the premises, I couldn't see anything, even with the moon shining as bright as it was. Another howl in the distance, closer than before. I turned the doorknob and went inside, locking the door behind me. I caught my reflection in a mirror hanging on our wall in the entryway. Corbin was right. It seemed worse than what it actually was. The cut on my face was very small. It must have just been in the right place for it to bleed so much. I did have blood on my face and clothes where it had ran. Oh dear God. I hope I didn't get any blood in Corbin's car. I went upstairs to wash up. A hot shower would do me wonders. Jameson caught me at the bottom of the stairs. Miss Kara, what happened to you? He rushed to my side. Do you need to go to the hospital? I'm fine, Jameson. My Jeep went off the road is all. It skidded on gravel on the side of the road, and I lost control. Will you call me a tow truck in the morning and get it to a garage, please? Oh my, are you okay? Of course I'll call for you. He looked extremely worried. I'm fine, Jameson. The airbag deployed and cut my face is all. It really looks worse than it actually is, I reassured him. I couldn't believe I didn't feel worse stretching my muscles once again, amazed at how good I was feeling. That small cut caused that much blood on your clothes? There's enough blood to have come from a gutted deer, Miss Kiera. Well, you go take a shower. I will make you some soup and hot tea. I looked back down at my clothes. There was a lot of blood. Obviously, I wasn't as injured as the blood misled you to believe. Thanks, Jamison. I headed up the stairs. As I stood under the hot stream, I thought about the night. Corbin didn't seem so bad now that I talked to him. I was lucky he was driving by, though it did seem weird. Nobody ever traveled down that road. Somebody was watching over me, lucky for me. Chapter